All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to Echo. Overtime. Maybe we'll get it a little bit later, but this is an OCE game between Leviathan and Outlaws. Leviathan, by name at least, the champions of last season here in OCE, although roster is quite a bit different, it would seem. That said, on the cast, I'm Palidore, and I'm being joined by the one, the only, the PAMWOW.
That's me!
Hey!
How's it going, everybody? We got Team Outlaws and Team Leviathan, two of the best teams coming right at you here in the Oceanic region. And yeah, I mean, they do have quite the story on their hands here. I mean, Cam, Jam, Tom, and Cosmo, who I actually saw in the chat for a second there, they were originally on Leviathan last season, and they did decide to disperse themselves amongst the Oceanic community, all players going to different teams here. The Real Zeros stick in there with a few of his teammates as well in Leviathan. But regardless, quite the match we've got here. And I see Gilligan in the chat. Is that PAMWOW? Is that Gilligan in the chat? It's crazy. How's it going, mate? How's it going? Everyone in the chat. It's looking at Silveridge,
Yeah.
Mighty, Dynamic. Dynamic. I'm pretty sure I said that right. We got.
I think you're dying
Crazy
trying to pronounce that.
Yeah, yeah. That nearly turned dark for a second there. Kitty Cat, who did. Yeah, Kit Kat, who did question me why I hadn't played with them recently. You know, I haven't actually been on Echo in a while. I need to get back into it. I haven't been playing as much, just watching streams on other people's games and stuff. But it should be good to get back into it. Or
doing streams for that matter. You're kind of turning, well, I guess the way that I've gone in terms of, you know, you're in Echo all the time. You're just not in Echo all the time. You know, you're in it in a different regard as, Punda playing a little hide and seek there behind the pack. Of course, one of our league moderators here taking a picks with picks and a little bit of late night dabbery doos.
Yeah.
See,
that's the one part of the stream that I'll probably have to edit out myself. Maybe when I'm rewatching the stream, I'll probably just have to do that and just edit that little frame out of the 360 dab, because you know what, although we do appreciate it, you know, we don't appreciate it that much. No, I'm joking. You can do whatever you want. Any emote's fine. We appreciate it all.
I see my emote in there now by Neon Purple Raven from CVRE. Once again, stopping by. Well, how do you do? I mean, yes, I'm awake, but so are you. In any case, Silveridge, shout out to you guys. Beast, AXZ, that is, say, Crazy Kit Kat, Uchibo, Cosmo Woe, and then, of course, as you mentioned, the most violent of all mods, Gilligan, the Brawl Extraordinaire. Brawler, that is to say. Back to the action as it starts off here. First possession looking like Leviathan after a little bit of jostling.
And dare I say, I feel like this match is similar to like a Clash of the Titans, as we've got the Real Zeros opening it up with those 3 points. And I felt like there was a bit of disorganization in that from that initial joust there. Just all players just kind of scrambling for that disc for a few solid seconds there until the Real Zeros picked it up and sent it right above that shield there, sending it in for those 3 points. And yeah, what I was about to say, I feel like this game is definitely, it feels like the Clash of the Titans what we've got going on here. Outlaws and Leviathan, both great teams. And now Punda sending it over to the left, looking to respond immediately.
And to Punda, a little bit of a windmill, but getting it out of there and sending it right back to Cam Jam in the midfield. So Cam Jam just back by the pack. Gonna space it out here. The punches, you can hear it going off all across the floor as Cam just kind of waiting and waiting for the lane to open up. And it does open up, but nothing there. Nobody home except the ding and now the rebound.
And Cam Jam around that right pole, looking for the placement, and on the stun goalie, I believe. Great stun there coming from Tom, allowing Cam Jam to sink that one right in the goals. 2 points going to Outlaws. A response indeed. And was also going to note how Outlaws and Leviathan have actually had quite a few practice matches, and it's been going either way for both teams. I mean, one game Leviathan would take, Outlaws would respond the next. So we are expecting a lot of back and forth action, as we've seen already. And Bloomy shots taking a brilliant clear there from the left tunnel. What a play there from Leviathan.
Yeah, and really quickly off that launch too, not even giving time for the in-game overlays to crop up and tell us what was what. So with that, it is 2 points to 5, and joust advantage going the way of Orange as Outlaws here rolling on out, and Cam Jam with the disc.
And with the disc, he did send it to Tom. And now Tom, around the trench section, sending it to the left, right off Pac-Man. That will be a bit of a struggle for the disc momentarily. Good reset from Punda to Cam Jam. Cam does have some pressure on him from Pix. Good evasion there off the Pac-Man block there. Now, Cam Jam does really well in these situations with just taking his time and spacing out and setting up the play. Looks for the anchor shot there, Tom. Didn't quite find it, and the slap defense coming there from Leviathan. Not going to be good enough, though, making his way back into the hands of Cam Jam. Cam Jam looking to send it in from the backboard. Went for the pass there, and he will be Punda recovering it, sending it down. I'm pretty sure that might have been an attempt at a shot there. Unfortunately, bouncing towards that lower section, and now Leviathan doing well to get rid of the disc and follow up with it.
Oh! Boom! Zeroed in for real, the real. It's 8-2, the highlight reel at that. That was indeed fresh, as AJ Too Fresh is about to head out. Well, thanks for stopping by, but how was that for a parting goal?
What a goal that was. I just let it sail in there before a brief boom. I was just like, that was a great moment there. Great follow-up on that clear disc there from Leviathan. Good regrabs coming there. And it's only been a few minutes here as Outlaws look to return. Tom twisting, turning, doing... And it feels like Leviathan aren't learning their mistakes from Team Outlaws, who just consistently they're being really consistent with their returns, I feel like, with these points. And although they aren't the 3-pointers that you'd want to see, they certainly still are returning with those 2-pointers. And if they can keep it up, then you know what, they might be able to take back this round here, as we see Pam Bam might go for a pass into the bubble there. And now returning it to Leviathan.
All right, Gish sending it midways, but unfortunately for him, Cam Jam is there for another pickoff. Has a few of those already, trying to send it off, but Chrising when he should have crossed, perhaps. A little miscommunication, doesn't matter because Punda is there for the recovery. Sending it right above that backboard, but couldn't find the goal. Somewhere in the back, yep, it's Cam Jam again. He's gonna whirl in, inverting, and trying to convert on the shot, but similar results, backing it out. This time, no Cam Jam, well, because he's the one who shot it. That said, Tom is there for the gather and trying to tap off before finding a teammate here.
Tom doing really well with those evasions. Unfortunately, unable to find that pass, intercepted by Bloomy, who sent it out through that midsection. A few awkward bounces, actually making its way back into the hands of Leviathan now. And here come the regrabs. Can they find enough pressure here on Cam Jam? Cam Jam's going to be able to find a clear through that midsection there, and he will work out momentarily. And it's going to actually have a bit of a few back and forth, a lot of back and forth plays here coming from both teams, which is great to see. You can definitely tell that they're both putting the pressure on each other and just forcing a lot of clears that both teams certainly aren't prepared for here. But now Pam Bam's prepared as he sends it towards that lower trench section, looking for that backboard play. That nearly made its way in, dinging off the post. And Outlaws have had quite a few shots on target there.
Yeah, that would have made it just a 1-point game, so would have been super interesting for sure. But that said, 4:30 left, and interesting it does remain. And as we say that, also quick shout out earlier on, Astro Taylor for the follow, and a bit from Zeros, and that is a bit more on the scoreboard. Leviathan, they're looking pretty good. Again, the roster change or not, I mean, obviously you still have that solid core, and they're doing some work here in this, at least in the first round.
And also, thank you for OSX for that bit there, and also AJ Too Fresh. Well, probably gonna head out. It's 4 a.m. for me. Appreciate it for stopping by. Appreciate it for Pally as well for casting. Pretty sure it's relatively the same time for him as well, and really appreciate everyone stopping by, no matter what time of the day it is. Punda with the response.
Yeah, you know what? I say it all the time, and you know, for AJ and for anyone else, maybe not from OCE, joining in here on Channel 1. This is Leviathan, the defending champions of this region here from Season 2, just a few months ago. Of course, again, the roster-wise, these players kind of splitting up into different rosters. Actually, a lot of those players present on both of these teams is a thing. Rostered, some playing, some just rostered as extra members at the moment. But with that said, trying to convert on another shot here. But as I always say, these games in OCE, always a joy to watch, and very, very frenetic, if nothing else.
I don't blame you. It's been quite crazy, and it's only been in the first round here, not even over yet. All these passes coming from Leviathan in the bubble. Finally, a steal there from Tom. He's trying to send it out. Punda finding the recovery there. And a good recovery, it is sending it through that right tunnel. Leviathan definitely did well with their passes in the bubble. Unfortunately, unable to execute any points there, but they do have a decent point lead here. So if they're able to maintain it, they'll be taking away into the second round, and a great stun there from Leviathan. Now looking to follow up on this clear. Potentially, we have 2 sets of regrabs on their way, looking to submerge on CamJam. They did find the stun. CamJam did find a brief clear there. Leviathan taking control of it. Oh, momentarily, though, it will be Tom eventually taking his hands on that stray disc there and sending it through the mid area.
So disc getting lost here with about 2 minutes left in this first round. Leviathan holding strong, but still the point gap not all that much, all things considered, especially from a team like Outlaws, who we saw earlier on tonight as well, just about 4 hours ago or so, in the VRML debut of Echo Japan. So that was a joy to see. And right now they're trying to come back here for Outlaws and finish the night 2-0 if they can, but so far in round 1, not going that direction.
Yep, and the Real Zeros looking to keep it in that direction as he goes for yet another shot off from behind the bubble there. Didn't quite make it, straying a bit to the left. It will be Pam Bam Dam, taking that disc and sending it right out. And the follow-up from Outlaws, potentially. Punda does have an opportunity here. Can he make its distance? Nope, it's a bit off to the left, but the rebound might make its way. There is some pressure there from Outlaws if they can grab it off Bloomy, but Bloomy's doing a smart reset there over towards the Real Zeros. Now Team Leviathan, they do have the time and they are aware of this. 1 minute 15 on the clock, a 5-point lead. That will do it if they can drain it out for as long as they can. Outlaws really need to be finding some pressure here, and that's the pressure that they needed. Punda with the disc off the shield, going past it, the save from Gish, and Gish doing brilliantly there in the goals.
Oh, what a bad man. Now the air punches, the celebrations even in the back line has kept the focus on him. Go on, you deserve it. That was slick. That was sick. Love to see it. Yep. 48 left, and this is looking like a closure for Leviathan in the first. Wow.
Good play there from Leviathan, man. Taking that time in their defensive region. If Outlaws aren't going to find any means of pressure, I mean, Leviathan, you can see they're constantly with those regrabs looking for that pressure. And not saying Outlaws don't do that. I'm just saying that in that situation, you definitely need to be prioritizing your pressure on the enemy lines. As we see a Leviathan looking to lock in the first round with picks, sending those 3 in. 14-6, Leviathan taking away the first.
Yeah, picks all by his selfie, and 14-6, and a timeout. Interesting. Interesting.
You know what? They do say that you want to cut off the momentum of a team, and although that can be done in between rounds, I feel like maybe causing the timeout. Nope, they just needed to swap a player. Okay, they're just having a bit of a character player, maybe reconnect, maybe some technical issue. But you know what? You know what that means, Palidore? Echo.
Okay, why not? It's time for Echo. Well, I mean, the timeout's kind of expended now. Is the thing. It feels a little bit off.
Well, it's. I'm not sure why they called the timeout at that timing. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was. You know what? Just chalk it up to one of those quirks that I get a lot of entertainment out of for one reason or the other. So we'll be the end of the round. Just had to keep us on our toes wondering when it would end, I suppose. First one going the way, 14-6 Leviathan.
Yeah, that dropout from Tom. Maybe he just didn't want to face the end of the round there. Maybe he's just taking a break. You never know. But regardless, Leviathan doing extremely well in that first round. The passes, the regrab follow-ups on those clears, definitely working out for them here, as Leviathan were able to put in quite a few points there. And Outlaws, they did have a response, and it was a good response. They definitely did well here in terms of quickly answering back every time they had that just advantage. They just answered back every time, but they weren't able to find as many threes, I believe, as Leviathan. And as well as that, the pressure, I feel like we could definitely sense the pressure coming from Leviathan in comparison to Outlaws. I feel like that might be something that might need to be considered in terms of changing when coming into this second round. But regardless, Outlaws now just waiting on that quick reconnection of one of their players here. But until then, yeah, great match overall just from the first round, what we've seen here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And indeed, we got a bit of a pause break for a player coming back, maybe restarting or switching out rosters again. I mean, these rosters full to the brim of players, and a lot of them very well familiar with each other from the last several months. well, even extended, back since the beginnings of Season 2, even before, actually. And, I always mention the camaraderie and the tightness here, between all the people in the community. They all know each other, and OCE reminds me so much, as I said in the past, of early days in NA and EU, and when, 2017, the game was still just getting started, and even though we had some inklings, we didn't have the the time to I guess let the community unfold into what it is today, where even though we expected it to grow to the degree that it has right now in 2020 and 2021, thanks to Quest 1, Quest 2, it's actually been pretty ridiculous. We're talking going from about roughly 40 total teams about 13 months ago or so across the regions to 230 or so teams right now. Bonkers, PAMWOW, bonkers.
It is bonkers. And also, Agent Victoria chucking a message in the chat there. Not sure if I like playing VRML, but it's certainly fun to watch, and that it is. And that's the beauty with Echo Arena. I feel like it doesn't matter whether you're playing it competitively. It doesn't matter whether you're playing it for fun. It's always great to watch. I mean, you're never not bored when you're watching this game, and what everyone in the community brings to it, it's always insane, and it's great to see how everyone comes together and plays these games, and it's always fun to watch. So agreed with you there, Agent Victoria. As I believe Cosmo has come in with this sub for Outlaws. Will it be the super sub heading into this second round? Cosmo also, from the last season, did play for Leviathan, so yeah, interesting stuff heading into the second round.
Got some more stories unfolding minute by minute, it would seem. And yeah, shout out also to Agent Victoria, as Pam said. Good to see ya. Whether it is in the game playing in VRML or in the chat just supporting. I mean, either or, both. Very, very important and meaningful, so glad to have you around as Cosmo sends it over to the midfield, but it's going to be Bloomy taking it, and now Pix! Ooh, good save though, Cam. It's out of there. Left tunnel in the clear.
Great save then. The defensive regrabs coming there from Leviathan. Always good to see. Bloomy's shots, sending it over to the right to Pix. Now, Pix definitely has some pressure on and a good reset there. That's a great reset there from Leviathan. Does have the pressure of 3 members of Outlaws and decides to pass it back to his teammates there. Now the follow-up, and I'm liking these plays coming from Leviathan. Although the finish wasn't quite there at the end, I'm really liking how they, from the reset to the follow-up on the cleared disc and the regrabs now, I'm really liking that play there from Leviathan, what just happened in that last those last few seconds there. And now Outlaws with the counterattack. Punda with the disc does have his teammate there. Pam Bam looking to send it in. Gish doing brilliantly yet again in the goals, sending it back to Cam.
Gish very animated there in the goal. Always love that. It seems like for whatever reason, hold on, it's going to be a Cam Jam looking for the goal right above the heads there. So a wise play after Gish has just really stamped or put his stamp on this game defensively. But that's something I noticed actually in same with last year, to a dramatic proportion in terms of the highlights involving some sort of body language and celebrations and dancing and things like that. A lot higher output from OCE compared to any other region. Always get some great highlights, not only from the plays, of course. The plays are fantastic, but again, just the animated bodies. I love that part about VR in general, and especially about Echo. And hold on, not to echo myself, but Pix again with the pixel sticks into the goal. It's 2-2.
A few pixels off, that might have hit the post. They're very close indeed, finding those 2 points there. Leviathan evening up the points there, and thank you, Gilligan, for helping out some of the people in the chat there with those questions while we cast over this game. Appreciate it. We got Cam Jam now. Cam Jam G sending it to his teammate there, Pam Bam. On the one-on-one situation, and that was an interesting flick of the wrist there with Pam Bam. Kind of went with the underarm, took it over for a split second, swapped it back to under and sent it through the midsection. I couldn't tell which way he was going there, but regardless, found those 2 points.
Yeah. Pam Bam Dam looking like Bam Bam Bigelow for anyone who knows what that is. Putting the moves all over the disc, getting some technical skills in there as Gish Nishku rolling into the left tunnel, and that'll be zeros with the Punda, trying to defend it. But back to zeros and some spacing here. Aggressive defense playing outside of the bubble for Outlaws. And it's not going to pay off because Bloomy Shots just finds the way right into a near dunk opportunity.
Both teams just neck and neck at each other here on the scoreboard. 4-4, 6:50 on the clock from round 1. Leviathan taking it away. Outlaws taking that sub, heading into round 2. And now with the joust advantage, Outlaws looking to respond yet again. And I feel like that's definitely what they're good at. That's what they've proven to be quite efficient at. But with that clear heading its way over to Gish, now to Pix. Pix sending it on the floor to the trench. To the real zeros over the right. Does have some pressure on Bloomy.
Nice.
And the stun there from Cosmo. And a great stun it is. But the steal there from Bloomy looking to answer yet again. Does have a one-on-one situation. But sneaking up behind him.
Oh!
CamJam, and yet another steal. The steals. What's going on here? And the clear there coming into the midsection, giving Outlaws a bit of room to breathe here as PAMWOW sends it out yet again through that mid area.
Oh, holy smokes. Cosmo, everything there to buy themselves an eventual goal. I mean, CamJam credit the dunk, but Cosmo with a stun off a passer, a stun on the disc holder, a stun again, and then a recovery. So 3 different stuns, gets the snag, gets the clear, and that enables CamJam on the other end. That is a, well, clutch sub coming in, I suppose, off that round 1 end. Cosmo doing work.
Super sub? Question mark?
Exactly.
Better than Bloomy Shots asking me? I don't know. You're killing me, Makilla. Anyway.
Me too.
Gish with the disc. Sending it over to that left side. Will be Pix. Pix crossing it over to the right. Barely missing his teammate there. Outlaws looking to quickly recover that disc. It will be CamJam G. Does have pressure from Bloomy there. Sending it out right before he actually blocks Bloomy there. And it will be Gish now recovering it from the left tunnel. Does have a teammate on the right. It will be Bloomy now. Recovering with his teammates there. The regrabs are coming there from Outlaws, looking to pressure it. It will be Gish recovering it in the end and finding that inside shot for 2 points. Yet again, evening up the scores, 6-6, and we're at the 5-minute marker.
Wow. First of all, frenetic was that play, but second of all, gorgeous was that passing. It was so fast. It happened in a split second, it seemed like, a blink of an eye. Trying to go for a Joker train that got broken up down by the root. But then after that, a beautiful set of bounce passes into some crosses. And that was just, again, beautifully executed. I love those so much.
It's the Clash of the Titans. Cosmo here with the disc, sending it over to the left. PAMWOW. Good reset there over to CamJam. And all plays being pinned here from Leviathan. From Outlaws, excuse me. Leviathan attempting to pin them. A good pass there over towards the bottom side of the goals. Didn't quite find the teammate there in the end. However, it will be PAMWOW recovering that disc and resetting it yet again to CamJam. And I'm liking this mentality from Outlaws. As soon as it doesn't feel that comfortable in the situation, don't be afraid to... don't be afraid to just put it in there. I mean, that's something that you always have to look out for. They're not always going to go for those passes in the bubble. CamJam G might just go, you know what? It's all about me, CamJam G, and send it in for those 2 points, taking that 2-point lead.
Yeah, CamJam and Anchors. It is a relationship long established. Anyone who's watched these streams, or for that matter, who played with CamJam in North America back in Season 1, they would know. You know, CamJam loves those anchor shots, but, you know, he's got a lot... definitely in the pocket in terms of offensive skill set, so putting in a little bit of everything, always keeping defenders on their toes. And real quick, thanks to Gilligan for the Tier 1 community sub. Appreciate that so much. And back here to the orange side.
Yep, and that will be Leviathan with the disc now. Gish off the roof, getting stunned out there from PAMWOW. Great play there from Pam, sending it over to Pix. Pix over to the left shoulder. Bloomy taking those 2 points and evening up the score yet again. Back and forth action coming from these top tier teams, Outlaws and Leviathan. And shout out to Zimwi in the chat as well. CamJam, PAMWOW, what is happening here? I don't know. Mate, honestly, it's starting to confuse me and it's starting to get me tongue-tied, but I don't have time to be tongue-tied as Outlaws have just dropped yet another player there. Cosmo, a super sub, no more, dropped down, and it will be Leviathan. 2 minutes 35 on the clock, looking to take advantage.
That they are, so that dropout super unfortunate, but Cosmo back in it. Oh, that narrow miss is going to be snagged out by PAMWOW, and now hopefully, let's see, out of the tunnel, they got their full 4 just about, and might not even cost them. Cosmo, of course, he's going to get a stun right out of the gate. That said, it's still going to get back to the hands of zeros. Leviathan a chance to take a lead with a bottoms pass that drops up high, and it's 10-8.
Those joining us just now, Leviathan have taken away the first round and looking to take away the second. Those 2 points coming in really handy. And Outlaws were doing very well there in terms of holding Leviathan off until their teammate was able to recover, and a speedy recovery that was coming from Cosmo. Unfortunately, Leviathan doing very well to execute those few points there and take the lead there in this second round. Outlaws now looking to respond. They do have 2 players here. I might send it over to the left. It will be PAMWOW taking it all the way, getting stunned out, getting slapped out there. Goalie had enough. That was Pix. And Pix to the Real Zeros sending it out through the midsection. Good play there from Leviathan. Good aggressive goalkeeping there.
That was a super important save and super important grab from Gish here, because the time is starting to get into the crunch. And Leviathan, they can close this out in the 2 rounds in the next minute if they just maintain control. We saw in the last round, when they started getting ahead, they tried to back it out and tried to slow down the gameplay. That said, it is going every which way, so losing some of that control here and trying to collect it back is indeed PAMWOW with a chance now to tie for Outlaws. Maybe take a lead, but get stunned, and that is a big one.
And 55 seconds left on the clock. What Leviathan are really good at doing is absorbing all that time as soon as they have that possession. So the last thing you want to do is just hand that possession over to them with any regrabs. PAMWOW looking to send it into those goals there. The Real Zero is doing very well to take care of that. But PAMWOW found the steal yet again, looking for yet another shot, over missing barely there. And now the Outlaws, they have 35 seconds left on the clock. Punda with the disc, sending it over to the right. It will be PAMWOW off the right shoulder. If he can find a few points, he will find the pass to Cosmo. But the save yet again off the goals. 25 seconds left on the clock. Outlaws finding the recovery. Leviathan finding the steal and finding the clear. They might have just won the second round. Palidore.
Are you kidding me? Did I just lose consciousness, or was that a headbutt save? He might lose consciousness off of that. A knock to the head, but my goodness, was that one of the most clutch ones I've seen. That said, there's 6 seconds left. They need to make a desperation heave. There's some cutters, and there they go. The shot! Oh, the save from Gish Nishku! Round 2 is over!
Leviathan have done it. Clutch save after clutch save there coming from Leviathan. Extremely well done there from Gish, especially that last save. Outlaws. Oh my lord, the adrenaline's pumping in me right now, Palidore. Like those last few clutch shots coming in there and just barely missing. And PAMWOW did so well in that last burst. Those unfortunately missing a few of those shots there. And just Leviathan just holding on with those last 2 points there. And what a close game it was. Leviathan taking the first and the second round there. And wow, what a game in general. Outlaws performing extremely well and Leviathan doing very well the entire game. I feel like something that I can definitely note is Leviathan's ability of just following up on those clears and finding all those passes in the bubble. Not saying that Outlaws weren't doing that, but just Leviathan did very well in terms of absorbing all that time as well. I mean, especially in that in the last half of in the first round, we saw it just absorbing all that time as soon as they had that point lead and being able to kind of bring themselves into a bit of a turtle shell there in those last few seconds. They're kind of deflecting all shots that came their way. And what a game it was.
You know, you gave me a lot of time there to try and find some words. I still haven't quite found them yet, though.
I mean, the stats can speak for themselves in some of these cases, dude.
First of all, that is most definitely, so far... Oh, that's so tough. Definitely top 1 or 2 games that I've casted so far this season. It may very well be number 1. That is... Ooh, jeez. In terms of those saves... Holy smokes, MVP and MVP for the season as far as I'm concerned already. I don't care if it's week 1 out of 20-something. Gish Dish, you just won Season 3. Amazing.
To be fair, yeah.
Amazing saves in the clutch.
Great saves there coming from Gish. And, I mean, great plays there coming from all players of this match in general, but I definitely hear you. What you're saying there, Palidore, with Gish. Definitely MVP in my books there. Outlaws and Leviathan both doing extremely well. And also, yeah, what a great second round there from Gilligan in the chat. Thank you again for everybody stopping in the chat, all the subs, all the bits. Appreciate it. Dimwe as well in the chat. Thanks for all the mods there as well. And yeah, I mean, what a great game. This has definitely been an insane one to watch, and definitely will be watching this one over and over again. What a great play. What a great game it was.
And I had to go back to my replays that I captured just to confirm that. And oof, 29 seconds left. It was, you might see it pop up here at some point. 29 seconds left. Gish Nishku was stunned by Punda. A shot was taken to tie up the game and probably send it into overtime, and it was a headbutt save. Gish was stunned.
Yep.
And then the next play around, 3 seconds left, and it was a drive on Gish. A shot, and it was saved by Gish, again denying the overtime. Like I said, that is the clutchest you could ever get, and that is why that was probably the most adrenaline pumping, I think, last 30 seconds of a game so far this week, and so far since probably the end of season 2. So with that said, this is why Palidore, why are you up so late? Why do you cast these back? That's why. This happens. This happens over here, okay? This happens over here.
I mean, it's great to see matches like this. They kind of make it difficult to get back to sleep. I mean, the energy is always there, just charging you right back up. So you never know. Maybe we need to start shifting our games a bit earlier in the morning so he starts off the day with this type of energy.
Yeah. Well, really, this is ending my day with that's the problem. See, well, my sleep schedule was fine about 5 days ago, but I think some of the stress of these games just keeps me up all night. But in any case,
you darn OCE people.
Yeah, you darn kids. Old Jack Burton, shout out wherever you are. That said, thank you everybody. Lands in with a couple hundred bits there cheering, as well as, excuse me if I don't pronounce this right, but Keika Higashi, maybe? Yes, perhaps. With the Prime subscription, appreciate that very much, and the follow at that. So follow, followed by a sub, appreciation. And Gilligan earlier on with a tier 1, putting him up to 23 so far. As far as tier 1 donations, that's pretty incredible. You're silly, you're ridiculous, but we love you here, of course, and VR Master League as well as the rest of the community. Better than Smooth Riding, yes, Gilligan.
Yeah, it is better than Smooth Riding.
Technically, you have one more than Smooth Riding, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking over again at the stats here, and you can definitely see how both teams definitely all performed extremely well. Even Tom, who we didn't get to see much of it in the second round there, you can definitely tell that all players definitely have done extremely well throughout the entire game. And huge shout out to all the players that came in today, Outlaws and Leviathan, and the super sub there, Cosmo. And I mean, the words have already left my mouth. I mean, Outlaws and Leviathan, what a great game we've just seen here today. And I mean, if I can emphasize that any further, I would, but that's all I got to say.
All right, well, I think nothing more should be said. Great game. Thank you, everybody over at home once more. I've been Palidore. This has been PAMWOW by my side. Thank you to the chat. Cheers to Mighty Quinn VR. Great job on casting and cams. And thank you guys, for the support and tuning in. Appreciate that so much. So be happy, be healthy, be safe, and be good to each other. Pretty please, especially in this day and age. And we'll see you again very, very soon.
See you later, mates.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.